So we got the new hotness from Glitch, Gameoverse. Not a big fan of the title. It does sound a little goofy, but it is what it is. I suck at making titles, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyways, pretty good. I would give this a solid pilot. It lets you know who the characters are, kind of how the world works. Doesn't give you all the answers, but it gives you enough questions to make you want to continue to watch the series, which is what a pilot should do. So for it being a pilot, it completely 100% succeeded in what it should do and what it needs to do. As for the actual story, there's some things, again, I have questions. I am a world building guy. I absolutely love world building. I love Brian Sanderson. And if anyone knows his books, he's a world builder. I love that kind of stuff. That's just who I am. Some people don't care. I care a whole lot. But overall, I really did enjoy this. And let's jump right in. So we get this world where, they're like cat people, and they don't explain who these people are, but I'm assuming this is like her family and friends and stuff. And she's like a hero, going around, and then she has to fight these bad guys. They're like robot type stuff, and they're fighting. It gets a little violent in the fighting and everything in the action, because as she's fighting this other cat robot creature, the other robot thing starts like eating her, and it's like pretty gruesome, for what it looks like for the art style. And then like it morphs into like a bigger main boss, like it's a second phase, but it's really creepy looking. But that's Glitch. They like to do these kinds of animations. My question is, we see this happening and she's doing it all by herself with her little backpack friend. It's very Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter. You have the main character, then the little side helper character. Okay, I get it. They have a kind of magical girl transformation, which is pretty cool. She gets this really cool, like armored up, it's like her ultimate, and pretty cool. I like the character design. Kit is this main girl character, and she has a fun design. I like the yellow little cat girl. She's adorable, sufficiently attractive. Thank you again. 2 pilots in a row, Planetronica, and this where the female character is just a conventionally attractive female. Has the world come to an end that happened twice in a row? But she turns into, gets her superpower up, boom, beats the bad guys, super cool, hooray, we won. Then all of a sudden everything goes red, and everything's like getting destroyed, like the world's being erased. And she's like, oh no, the village and everything, but everything's just gone. It just disappears. This guy shows up who straight up looks like Alucard, very handsome, hair flowing, pointy ear, kind of elf-looking, vampire-looking dude. Puts a hand out. Hey, come with me. As the world's ending, I'll save you. We get to, I guess, modern times, or the current timeline, because this is a flashback. And she has PTSD, like hardcore. Like it's really, really bad. So this happened to her world. It got destroyed, and then I guess she got recruited to like stop this from happening to other worlds. Okay, there's your premise. That's your basic story. You have this character joins, I guess, a group of good guys to stop these worlds from being destroyed and eaten up. And okay, got it. Okay, there's our premise. They show up to a new planet. They're supposed to go there, find out who the hero is, and then what happened to her world is she was the hero in her world. But once she beats the game, quote unquote, beats the game, it destroys the world. Does anyone remember Reboot? I'm an old man. I loved Reboot. I watched it when it was brand new on ABC, Saturday morning cartoons. It has exactly the same premise where they were like computer people. And then whenever the user would play a game, if the user would win, it would like destroy whatever chunk of world that game was in. So they would always try to make the user lose. So they were the good guys, but they were making the good guys in the game lose. So it's kind of like this weird juxtaposition, even though they're supposed to be the side of good, but they're making the good guys lose. It's very strange, but it's the same exact setup. It's the same exact thing. There's no way this person did not watch Reboot. It is impossible. Besides that, it's kind of a fun concept because that whole flipping good guys and bad guys. So they're supposed to scout out this planet, but they're not supposed to actually interfere with anything. She has her little robot buddy, and I guess they picked up this Barney dinosaur guy from a preschool game, learning, what was those games? The 1, 2, 3 ABC type games. And she gives him like an iPad and he's like, oh, learn the sounds of animals and stuff. So he's like a little kid. He's like intellect's like a little kid. This robot guy's kind of an ass. Oh, we should have let him die. It doesn't matter. Oh, we're wasting our time. He's a liability. He's kind of a jerk about it. But he's not lying. But it's not very nice. It's not very compassionate. But she likes him because he's adorable. He's freaking Barney the dinosaur. So she's being nice to him. She's talking to him like, oh, we're on this mission. You just need to. He's super nervous because he doesn't even know. He came from a world of leapfrog, like little kid games. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm just learning on my iPad. And, he's super, super nervous. But she's there for him, which is really, really nice. They're like, oh, everything's good. We're going to scan this planet. Bad guys show up. So there's this big old giant bad guy warship looking thing. And then we get introduced to the bad guys. They are stereotypical classic bad guys. Big, giant, scary looking ship, red lights. You got this blonde girl who's like the her last name is Information, but they call her Misinformation. It's so stupid. I can't help but laugh. It's so stupid. I love it. They're going to go like, oh, there's a ship here. They're the people that are trying to stop us. We had to stop her from actually getting to the planet because they don't even know she's there on a scout mission. They just assume they're there to stop the good guy from losing or make the good guy lose so the world doesn't get destroyed. There's a paper guy. I guess he's like the instruction booklet. I'm guessing that's what he's supposed to be. And they start shooting at their ship, but it's like a light gun game for them. So they're dancing around, dodging and everything. The guy's screaming. He's flipping out. The shields aren't up. So one hit will kill him. Question. Why didn't you make sure your shields were functional before you even started this mission? That's like going into a war and like, oh, I forgot my bullets. Like there's pre-flight checks, right? But he's trying to reprogram it, get it up and running. They're dodging, doing their best. This Misinformation girl and the paper guy they're both bad guys, but you can tell they kind of have an antagonistic relationship where she's like screwing, oh, you need to shoot where they are, not where they, where they're going to be, not where they are. That's why you keep missing. But they're shooting. He gets a hit, but so it crashes to the planet. So he didn't stop them from entering the game world. He kind of made them enter the game world. So it kind of did their job for them. So now they have to go down to the planet and then fight these people. I guess they want to use this planet for this little crab princess lady who's adorably stupid. That's another thing. A lot of the characters are very stupid, like childlike stupidity. It's okay, but like having like 3 different characters like this is a little weird because they end up meeting a dolphin guy who's like childlike. This crab princess lady girl is childlike. The Barney character is childlike. Okay, that's enough of the childlike characters. So they land on the planet. Since they got shot down, it opened up like an airlock hole in the thing and blew out the little robot helper backpack guy. So he got separated from his team. They go down there. Okay, we have to find him. They landed on an island. He landed in the ocean. He gets eaten by a shark. Like it just chomps him up. Like, okay, we need to investigate this world. We got to find our buddy and then might as well identify who the hero is and then get all our different information. Super cool. I love costumes on characters. I absolutely love characters and they change their costumes. So since they're on like a swimming planet, she's going through all her costumes. You got a cool cowboy outfit, like samurai, desert. Then they have straight up Theo from Metal Slug. And then she gets her really adorable bikini. Super cute. This character is just adorable. I love her design. Super, super nice. And then like, okay, the Barney guy, you can stay behind. I'm going to go look for a friend. You don't need to help. But he still feels like he needs to do something because he's just like kind of feels useless. She starts to go under. He sees the shark fin and he's like, oh, I got to warn her. Then he jumps in he's going to jump in after the water after, but he's very incapable at the beginning of this, but he still tries. I do like a character who's inferior in every way, strength, speed, fighting ability, but still tries. I do like that. Misinformation shows up like it's a Fortnite map, like she's flying in on a big paper airplane. Like, is that a Fortnite thing? Then she changes in her to bikini. Super cute. I love these designs. They look great. And she's looking at like, is these really what the good guys are sending out? And he can barely swim. And she's like, these guys are a bunch of freaking idiots. But they're like, okay, we need to go after them and stop them because we can't let them interfere with the hero winning because then the world won't get destroyed. Which is it's such an interesting concept, that whole idea of like helping the bad guy is the good thing to do. So they go underwater, they're swimming, he comes after her, but they're able to like talk and stuff underwater. Like there's no like it should be like muffled, right? They're underwater. And it looks like in the beginning when she dives under, like, oh, actively you have to swim and stuff. But then as the episode goes on, they're just like walking around, and it's easy to forget that they're actually underwater. So they get chased by this monster. They think it's a monster, but it turns out to be the good guy, this flipper dude, and Echo the Dolphin. Obviously, that is the reference here. But he's super childlike. Again, another childlike character where he's like, oh, gee golly, he's really good Whirlikers. He just has that kind of attitude. But they don't think that's the hero because he's so goofy and silly. The bad guys, which have an interesting thing that they do, is they send like they have little underlings, these little robots. They send them out to go fight the bosses to learn their patterns. And then like, oh, once they learn how to beat the bosses, they're going to help the good guy win and like tell him tips and tricks and stuff. Okay, that's kind of fun. I do like that. But then the good guys are talking to the flipper dude, and he's super goofy, super silly. Oh, geez, I don't know where your friend is, but let's go to the village, and the people will be able to help you out. It's straight up like Bikini Bottom. Like, that's what it is. Get back to the backpack guy, and again, I'm awful with names. I'm just a terrible name person. As I watch the series, I'll learn names. But Kit was easy to remember. Kit, Cat, and it's just super easy for me. So we get the big shark guy that ate the backpack guy, and he's talking to him, and we end up finding out this is the main bad guy. This is the Bowser of this world. He's the big bad. It's like, oh, he basically has to help this guy win to make sure he beats the good guy so the world doesn't get destroyed. And I was thinking to myself, why don't they just tell them? But I guess they're trying to, at this point in the episode, I thought, well, maybe they're trying to keep the integrity of the world, like, what is it? The prime directive of this, what they need to do. Get back to the good guys. They're walking around the city, and it's very set up much like Kit's old world, where there's like a little fruit stand, and she sees people standing there, and that kind of reminds her of her old world. I'm assuming where her mom and pa and her best friend. So she starts having a Vietnam flashback about it. Like, it's like, she's completely PTSD checked out. Then the dinosaur guy's starting to realize, I think this flipper guy's the hero. Because he's like, oh, I got to go run errands and stuff. And he's like, wait a second. NPCs wouldn't do that. Not in this type of game anyways. She's like, hey, kid, is this flipper guy the hero we're looking for? She can't even hear him because she's having her Vietnam flashback. Kind of shakes her out of it. Tries to like talk her into it. But she's like, oh, no, he's just a goofball. I don't need to worry about that. I do like these transitions. Very Nintendo. Like, you go from world to world. Super Mario Brothers 3 is probably the most famous one. But yeah, where you just like, they do their little music and they go along. Another thing I noticed, the show's oddly silent. Because when they're underwater, I was expecting to hear like that ethereal underwater music, Like you get the Donkey Kong underwater music, Mario 64. But there's no background music. They're in a video game world. Where's my background music? Get back to the bad guys, and they're like trying to set it up to help the good guy, right? Like telling him where the warp points are and all the secret level skips, all that kind of stuff that would help the good guy complete the game. So they're there to help the good guy win, but they're the bad guy. So, again, that whole juxtaposition. So the paper guy puts himself on the wall saying, hey, there's a warp zone here. Flipper shows up, and Flipper, like I said, he's childlike. What I want to say is that he's a diminished mental capacity, like the slur word for that. That's how he acts. And because he even gets the derpy eyes and everything, where it's like, okay, like it's like he can't be that stupid because he can't even read. So he sees the paper and he doesn't know what it is. Then because he can't read words, and then the paper guy just starts talking, and he's like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Paper. Oh yeah, you're such a good friend. You could be my buddy, and I'll teach you." So he kind of is going to walk him through how to beat the bosses. So I'm like, okay, he's like a cheat code, basically. Get back to the village. The dinosaur guy is asking about the backpack character. Where is he at? Talks to this blowfish. Oh, I want to play soccer. Again, all the characters are of diminished mental capacity. I don't know why that's the default for most of these characters, which is so weird to me. But talking to this guy, he pretty much figures out that Flipper's the boss. He's the main good guy. He's here to actually be the hero. I'm like, holy crap, they let him get away, and they had the hero there the whole time. They could have maybe walked him through this world to, lose. But he fights his first boss, and since he knows all the ways to beat him, like he shows him pictures of how to beat the guy, and he shoots the cannonballs, hit the cannonballs back into his stovepipe, and that blows him up. Very video game stuff. So I'm like, okay, Flipper guy, what's he got? He like turns into a gigantic muscle version of himself. Like that's like his power. I'm like, oh damn. He doesn't have flippers. He straight up has hands. Like he just becomes the buff crap guy from SpongeBob. So he beats his first mini boss, but now he's on his way, working his way up to getting to the main boss. And if he beats the main boss, world gets destroyed. So the paper guy is like, oh, you're my best friend now, because from his perspective, he's helping him. And it's tough to like not be able to explain that to them, because why would I trust you? Because this guy's helping me. You're not helping me. How can I trust you without any type of proof? I get to the main big bad boss, and he's being trained up by our backpack character, and he's getting frustrated because he's like, you can shoot fireballs. He's like, why didn't you freaking tell me you can shoot freaking fireballs? He's like, well, I didn't think it was a big deal. And it just, it goes back and forth. It's like, okay, that can be helpful. We can use that when we fight the hero when he shows up. Get back to the village. They start talking, and they're trying to like befriend the Flipper guy because he shows up. Oh man, I went on a great adventure. It's like, hey, yeah, how about, we team up and let me see that paper. Like trying to do it in a nice way, but there's no way to do this. I mean, I couldn't even imagine having this task of tricking the hero into losing and to get the game to start over again. This is weird. This is where I get tons of questions. So if the hero dies, does he die forever? Or does the game like reset and he loses all his memories? It'd be just like turning the game off and starting a new game. But what's to prevent this guy from beating the boss naturally? Does that like never happen? Is it only because the interference of this agency that makes games not get completed? Like it's weird to me. Anyways, he starts like, oh, this piece of paper really helped me out. And they're like, oh, wait, that's got to be the bad guys. What do they call them? Not the Syndicate. Syntax? Something like that. And then, of course, he like, no, the paper helped me. My paper's my friend. Like, well, you can't take this from me. So he's like super defensive. And she just blabs out like what's going to happen. If you win the game, your world will get destroyed. The world freezes over. And the world starts getting destroyed right then and there. So if they tell them that they're in a world, they're in a video game and they can't win, the world like auto destructs. Why is that? Like what power, the powers to be make it that way? Like that's such a hard rule that they can never learn of their fate. And if they do, the world just comes like literally freezes, and then it's like, oh, deletion time. That leaves a big question for me. Like, what in the world does that even mean? So the world's starting to get destroyed, and like, you can't do that. Like, why did you do that? You're going to get us all killed, because even the paper guy's like, if we get caught in here while he gets destroyed, we're all going to die. She straight up has a Mega Buster, which is awesome. I love it. Starts fighting the paper guy, and he's like, well, I'm going to get the hell out of here before we all get destroyed. But I guess they're able to stop it, because the whole like apocalypse thing actually stops. And then the world starts up again, and then everyone's like, whoa, like they don't even know that happened. So when she told Flipper guy about the end of the world, it's like it gets erased from his memory. So he doesn't even know that happened. So I guess that's one way to prevent them from like stopping this. And like also during this big fight, like when the world was getting destroyed, you can't kill the hero. Like this agency, the good guys cannot just kill the hero. Because I'm like, well, that'd be an easy way to stop this from happening. Just like disable the hero. But I guess they can't actively hurt him. But couldn't they set up a situation for him to lose? Like, I don't know, like make a building fall on top of him or something? Would that constitute as them killing him? Or is it just their weapons that can't do it? I have a million questions. This is my world building brain thinking right now. Like, could they just trap him somewhere? And then against his will, just kidnap him? Anyways, the world starts up again, and he's like, oh, with the help of this paper, I'm going to be able to beat all these bad guys because he's been terrorizing our village for many years, and I need to stop him because I'm a hero. which is correct. According to the Flipper guy, he is literally doing exactly what he's supposed to do. The Kit girl is just, how do you explain to somebody that you're doing the wrong thing by doing the right thing? Then we get the part where people complain about this. I have no issue with this. I do see why the complaints are here. The Barney character is like, hey, it's not your fault. What happened to your world wasn't your fault. You were just being the hero, and then your world got destroyed. But you're being a good guy. You didn't do it out of malice. You didn't do it out of hate. You, honest to God, thought you were doing the right thing. And then he kind of chats her up and says, but we can help this world now. There's still time, though. It's not over. It's not over till it's over, and we can still save these people. And then, helps her stand up and everything. Super nice. It was a good, therapy session. And that's what people are like, oh, you don't even know these characters for 5 minutes. How can you have this, trauma dump and everything? It's okay. Would this kind of speech work better? A couple episodes in, 100%. Yes, I agree with that. But it doesn't hurt the story to have it right here, right now. It does diminish its impact a little bit more since we really don't know these characters all that well. They continue on. Flipper is just tearing through the bosses. He can't be stopped because he has all the tips and tricks. The main boss is training up, and there's montage time. So they're just kind of going bouncing back and forth. They finally make it to the final boss, and they find their backpack guy because he's been there helping the boss. Like, oh, okay, so he was doing his job the best of his ability. And then the main boss is like, who are these people? Are these the heroes? And he tries to fight him. He's like, no, these are my friends. And then the Flipper guy finally shows up. But what do? We got to help the bad guy win. But how do they actively help the bad guy win if they can't hurt the good guy? Can he just make walls fall and they get to run interference? They're just like mobs. So big fights ensues. We got Miss Fortune, the paper guy, versus Kit and her crew. They're running around and fighting while the main boss is fighting the Flipper guy. And, classic. It goes back and forth for a while. They're hitting each other. They have life bars and stuff. So he's able to deflect his fireballs, does all that kind of stuff. We get a big giant final, he's going to do this big giant super fireball attack. The Flipper guy is able to hit it and boom, hits the boss, kills the boss. World comes to an end. Everything turns red. The world starts getting eaten up and destroyed. And then the Flipper guy's like, what? I thought we won. Paper guy's like, haha, you stupid idiot. You just destroyed your world. Ha ha ha. But how's he supposed to know? This is a most impossible task, to get good guys to lose and to do it in such a way that they don't know they're losing on purpose. This is very, very difficult for this team to do this. World's getting destroyed. And then, of course, she has to, once this is already happening, she can explain to him what's happening. She's like, this happened in my world. You didn't do anything wrong. You're the good guy. But once you finally beat the boss, your world comes to an end. He's like, oh, what about the village? There's no saving them. It's over. But you can save us. Swim us to the surface. We can get back to our ship and we can get off this planet and we can save each other. So he agrees, because what else are you going to do? They're swimming up. He's running out of strength. He can't make it to the surface. She does her magical girl transformation, does her kitty power blast. They get to their ship. They're able to escape in time. So they added the dolphin guy to their team. Apparently he doesn't need water to survive. He just kind of floats in the sky. Super strange. The bad guys show up and then they start eating the planet, like absorbing it. So I don't know what they use this energy for, this strength for. I don't know what's going to happen. So the bad guys were looking for a planet to train up their crab lady, but since that didn't work out, they're still going to absorb the planet. So I guess it's still a lesser win for them. They won, but they didn't win. They didn't get fully what they wanted. The shark guy got saved, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then the main bad guy pretty much explains, hey, our world got taken from you. That's what happened to all of us. But if we were able to collect enough worlds, we can get back what we all lost. The shark guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're in my way. He's able to just vaporize him. He doesn't even move and beats this shark guy. So I'm assuming this main Zerg looking bad guy, his world must have been destroyed. And then now he's trying to collect this energy, and then somehow this energy can bring back their worlds. How does that work? Who knows? But we end the episode with the bad guy from Kit's world. like that other robot cat lady. So I'm assuming, she's going to be like kind of like another big bad. But yeah, end of the episode. Okay, I like the premise. We need to go through and iron some things out. One, why are either of these two people doing this? Saving the game worlds, why are they worth saving? Just because? Two, they get destroyed naturally, like when the good guy finally beats the bad guy just without any interference, and it just happens because that's what happens in games. Does this happen? Like the world just blows up? And is this a world where there's only one game? Because like in Reboot, it was like the kid would start a game. So there's a user. So is there any outside influence? Is there like the human world and they're the game world and that's like two separate things? Or is there only the Gameoverse? You know what I'm saying? Like how do they know they're games? Are there places that aren't games or entities that exist outside of this? Yeah, there's the questions like that. So this Flipper game got destroyed, and so did Kit's game. Are they the only version of their game? Like, what if there's part 2? Kit's Adventure Part 2. Is that a separate world? Is there another Kit running around? Like I'm starting to like think fourth dimensionally here, but I don't know if they're ever going to explain it. I sure hope they do. They seem to laying out the world slowly, and I hope we do get answers to these questions. Because video games are vast. Like there's multiple Mario games. So there are multiple Marios running around. What if the Japanese version and the English version are those two separate worlds? See, this is where my mind just goes blah, 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 all over the place. But is it just one of those things to shut up? It's a cartoon. Don't worry about it. I can't do that. Anyone who follows me and knows me, it is impossible for me to do that. I did enjoy this. I do want to see more of it, which is what a pilot's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you want to watch more. I guess there's plushies and stuff available, which is adorable. But fun. I do want to see more. I want to see this world grow. I want to see more characters. I want the characters to have more personalities than mentally challenged. That would be kind of nice. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep adding characters to the team because they got to succeed sometimes, right? And by succeeding is beating the good guy. But like I said, what stops the good guy from just trying again? Unless when the good guy loses, the world resets and then it starts like, oh, back at level 1, the good guy forgets everything and then he has to try all over again. Like what's the real prevention from them still beating their world? I don't know. Again, hopefully we get those answers. I do like this. Let's give it a number. Like I said, 5 is average. 10 is perfection. 8. I give it an 8. It's better than good. It's in the good to great category, but it's still not like premiere. Like, oh my goodness, this is literally the greatest show that ever came out. That's not there. It's great. It's a B+. You didn't get an A, but heck of a try. I do want to see more. I do, like I said, I do have my criticisms. But overall, there's more things that I liked. The animation is great. The character designs are fun. I love all the characters. She's adorable. I love different outfits. I hope every time she goes to a game world, she gets another cute, fun outfit. Awesome. I would kind of like her superpower, like her power-up move, to be tailored to the game. Like, I do like that outfit, like her power-up outfit, but it wouldn't have been cool if it had been like marine themed, or if they're like in samurai world, it's like samurai themed. Give me some of that. How are they going to handle like a racing game or handle a fantasy game that's like a huge 100-hour RPG? Like, are they just there for months and months? You know what I'm saying? Like, how far do you go into the games? Like, what about something like The Sims? Games you can't beat. Like, there is no like beating The Sims, right? I guess like just become a millionaire or whatever. Is that the goal? But there's lots of fun things to explore, lots of fun little Easter eggs they can put in. But I really do want to see more of this. I hope this just isn't another pilot from Glitch and then we just sit on it for 4 or 5 years. But they need to get on top of it. Let's make more episodes. This is something I think will really resonate. Fans are going to love it. It's very marketable. You got your merchandise, your t-shirts, your toys, all this. These characters lend themselves to that kind of stuff. And then maybe we do get like a game of some kind. That'd be kind of fun too. But thanks for watching, guys. I love watching cartoons. Send me stuff over on Twitter, on X, DM me, even here on YouTube. Just throw it in the comment section. Hey, check out this cartoon. And then I'll try to give it a look. But thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.